Today on Tech AI Solution Podcast, we have a CEO of Invenova. It's an engineering solution company. They help the businesses make their storage, warehouse, and distribution internal more efficiently processed and automated. So let's welcome Pedro from Invenova. Tell us about yourself and what exactly your company do.
Hi, Sergio, and thanks for the invitation. My name is Pedro Carreras. I'm original from Mexico, live in Canada now, and been being CEO of Invenova for the last 15 years, more or less. And Invenova, it's a company that does automation for warehousing. So anything that happens within the four walls of a warehouse or distribution center, we have a solution for that. So it can be software, WMS, for example, or it can be conveyor systems or mezzanine floorings. We design it, we provide a return of investment on the project, and if chosen, we deploy the project turnkey. So everything works as it's supposed to.
Okay. So I believe this company was started in Mexico and now it's operating in Canada as well. Is this right? And if so, like how this journey comes to Canada? How do you decide to come to Canada, move to your business to Canada? So how this journey is?
Yeah, that's right. The company was founded by my father in 1984, so more than 40 years ago. Then in around 2000, we started working in intralogistics. That's what I come on board on Invenova. I started from the bottom, doing the most basic works in the company, and moving up the ladder within Invenova. And at the end, I partnered up with my father at around 2014, and I became CEO and majority stakeholder for Invenova. That's where we started to be a real integrator for warehousing solutions for automation. And after that, around 2020, 21, we decided to expand. And the natural market was going north, US and Canada. So it's very different from Mexico and the North America market. In order to understand it better, to grab that feeling about the entrepreneurs, companies, the way business are conducted here in Canada and in the US, we decided to move over here. So I moved with my family around 2021, started learning everything, building my network, stuff like that. So that's where we started in Canada. And this year, our goal is to start the expansion in the US. Starting to have a small footprint over there, a couple of projects. So that's our goal. Yeah, it's North America market from Mexico to Canada, and providing solutions to any company that needs us in this market.
Thanks, Pedro. That's a very exciting journey of yours. Now, thinking about the penetration into the US market, you have a good vision this year. I wish you could achieve that. So I have also learned you provide the engineering solutions, right? So in the current scenario, everything is going automated, and robotics is a part of that. And I have, if I'm correct, you have partnership with the Adverb, right, to provide those kind of solutions. How this particularly affect your business, like this change, particularly the robotics change? How does it affect your business?
Good. Automation, it's a big part, and it's also a big work. So it involves a lot of stages. And for example, Gartner Quadrant, it's defines automation. Gartner Quadrant, it's a compilation of a lot of companies, for example, WMS suppliers, that sets them on a specific order, right, from top to bottom, most reliable, most dependable, etc. So they define automation in 5 levels. The most basic one is doing everything by paper and hand. And the most efficient number 5, it's no man, right? It's no labor on the distribution center, so everything is fully automated. Within that range, you can imagine there's a lot of steps to go through. So you can automate just a specific process within the whole warehouse,
Mm-hmm.
for example, fulfillment, or
Yeah.
systems, WMS or WCS, for example. Or
Yeah.
you can, after several projects and a long
Mm-hmm.
time, you can have almost all of the processes and the whole warehouse fully automated, right? With from
Mm-hmm.
inbound to storage to picking or packaging to
Mm-hmm.
outbound. So you can be anywhere in that process.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, that's a very good way to say it. Like it's a level from 1 to 5, and 5 means completely automatic, right? So we, as a society as a whole, we haven't. I think we haven't had reached it till 3, and 5 is still way to go, right? If I'm not wrong, right? So that's good. So in order to understand your industry, so in Canada, like, do you actually more like go for the 3PL warehouses or the big giants as well? For example, I know that Synnex is one of the main warehouse company in Canada. So what do you target like in Canada?
Okay, Invenova it's a niche company, so we look for that small, medium businesses that really
Mm-hmm.
need to go on the automation journey, right? So
Okay.
uh, we're not looking to sell a project just to hit a target on our end for a budget or income or whatever companies do for that. We
Mm-hmm.
really want to be seen by our customers as their logistical partner, the right hand,
Mm-hmm.
and whatever need they have on logistics, interlogistics in this case, they can
Mm-hmm.
come and talk to us. So that's what we look for. It's that small and medium market of companies
Mm-hmm.
that are constantly growing year after year with two-digit growth, and they need to have the best solution, not to overspend in the automation process, but
Yeah.
to have projects that have a real return of investment, and with
Mm-hmm.
that same investment, they can continue that chain, that process of getting from level 1 to level 2, from level 2 to level 3, and even then decide if they require or not go to level 4,
Mm-hmm.
or they need to stay at level 3. It's I know each company it's different, even though they
Yeah.
share the same market or similar products.
Yeah, that's rightly said that every company doesn't need to be fully automated. There are some changes that you have to incorporate in order to move them forward, right? So let's talk about the industry as a whole. So what trends in the supply chain tech particularly are shaping your solutions?
Okay, right now it's if you go to a trade show for my kind of business, you will see robots everywhere,
Yeah.
AMRs or AGVs,
Mm.
that kind of stuff. We're still far from that on the real
Mm.
world. So every single company or every average company, it's
Mm.
still far away from having a fully automated,
Yeah,
autonomous robot inside of the warehouse working.
I agree.
Well, you can tell that's the future. That will be a reality within 10 years.
Yeah.
So right now, things that are trained in this kind of business, it's having
Mm.
everything on a system to have
Mm.
fully traceability on the processes. So you don't depend on a person or you don't depend on a spreadsheet or an Excel sheet. So
Yeah.
having a system, it's a very good thing to start with. So any kind of
Mhm.
WMS,
Yeah.
small size, medium size, or if you are up to it, a fully grown WMS, that will be the first step. After that, I will say the most important thing is having goods to person. So
Okay.
the merchandise should be the things that is moving within the warehouse, not people. So
Mm.
you need to bring the merchandise, the products to the people so they can be the most efficient process.
Mm.
Understanding that wages are really high here in Canada and in the US.
Yeah. Mhm.
Also coming from Mexico, that's a different story.
Yeah.
It's 10 times cheaper to have a person in Mexico than it is
Exactly.
in Canada or the US. So that's the driver for this industry is to move merchandise to the person that needs to add value to that product. It can be packaging, it can be fulfillment, picking, packing. So merchandise should be moving, and that's a good way to automate or motorize at least. And then stop thinking on warehouses as a square feet, right? It's you're not renting square feet footage. It's you're renting a volume, so you can grow all the way around the warehouse. And if you build, a tall enough racking system, or whether you have to go single shelving or double deep or ASRS fully automated, or just a mezzanine flooring will be more than enough for you. So that's the kind of things that we review, analyze, and everything we base on data, right? It's not what our customers think they need. It's not what we want to sell. It's really what the solution is to solve a specific problem within the customer.
Yeah, that's rightly said, that data is the key to the future, I would say. So if you're putting the data in the right amount, right way, so you will be getting the solutions perfectly fit for that particular company. So we talked about one of the change in the industry, about the robotics and automation. That's completely. What else do you think that which is a big trend in this industry apart from the robotics? One is the AI, right? Everybody's talking about it. So robotics is a part of it. What else you believe is that nobody else has as of now, but it will be in the future?
AI, it's already the present, so it's a great engine to analyze data. So if you have data that everyone is on a different database, if you can feed that to the AI and you can teach the AI to search for specific things within your data, it will give you very good answers as long as it's good and clean data, right? If you don't clean your data, or you put whatever comes up to mind in that database, you will get wrong results, right? So I would say that's a must also. If you don't have AI engine analyzing your everyday data in the warehouse, that's something that you need to work on this 2026, or you will be losing the edge against your competition on that part.
That's right, exactly right. So now we talked about the industry. Let's come back to the business, your business again. So I have to question this one. So what is the one thing that is perfectly working well for your company, and what is the one thing that if you have a magic wand in hand, so you could correct it, or you can say challenge. So I want to know what is the best thing in the company and what is the challenge that you're facing. You want to completely eliminate that. So I want to know about those.
Okay, I will say trust, being able to build that part with the customer. That's the key for us. Once again, even though it's companies that close the deal or make the business, transfer money and solution back and forth, it's people that make the real business, right? The handshake or that small part of the human, and I think that's our biggest asset in Invenova. Is that we're people doing business and understanding the needs of the other people. Whether it's a company, it's an owner that has a specific goal, right? And everyone is, looking to grow, but investing as least as possible in the warehouse. So if you go to any retailer, they will say, look, I'd rather put the money on a new store than automating my process. But if you automate it, then you can reduce a certain cost. You can shorten the lead time to deliver to your own stores, to your customers. So that will give you the edge against that competition that you're trying to fight your way around this market, right? So I will say that's our biggest asset. And things to improve, there's always, right? Delivery time, or having less work around defining the right solution. It's with some customers we present the original solution, version A, 1.0,
Yeah.
Then questions go back and forth, changes required. We end up doing like 15 different versions of the same solution. And at the
Mm.
end, after we review all of those, we come back to the original one. So I would say that's
Okay.
my wish to that magic wand that you mentioned. It will be
Yeah.
to shorten those times or being able to fully see the first solution as the best one that it's like that.
So yeah, that's nice. The first thing that you mentioned is the trust that needs to be built among the two parties in order to do any deal. That's the most important thing. That's been from the primitive time. That's the most important thing in the business. So the one is the trust you mentioned, and another one is you want companies to believe you that your first version is the right thing for your business, and you want to complete like make this more clear at the very first. So at the whole, like if I'm looking at the whole, so you are pointing like you want to have a new business. Those want you at the very first version. They will lock that deal with that version, and you are good to go. Move the things more quickly in the business. Is that correct? Right?
Yeah, it's not like
Yeah.
the first thing that comes to mind, but it's after doing all the processes of uh, leading their operation, being on site with them, understanding what's the issue, after
Yeah.
analyzing all the data, after reviewing the profiles that we get from that raw data, saying, okay, this is your company number, so this is the
Yeah.
amount of orders that you process every day, this is the amount of merchandise that you receive every day, and these are your peaks, these are your valleys, stuff like that. So after we check all the process, and if the
Yeah.
process is done right, that first solution, it's more than 90% of the times, it's the right one. So there's no need to go around and spend, I don't know,
Yeah.
3 more months reviewing different options of that same solution.
Yeah. So moving forward with that one. So that's the challenge you mentioned. So, but what is the good thing about your business that's completely working well and you are having sleep happily after looking at that one? What that is?
It's, I will say, just for Invenova, speaking of Invenova, it's quality. So we
Okay.
deliver what we promise to deliver. So there is no shortcuts. We don't cut corners to get to the final result. We make sure that things work until the end. So we're not perfect. So we've
Yeah.
done our hiccups on the processes, but we learn from our mistakes, and we're always next to the customer, working hand by hand to make sure that the project it's a winner project, right? So it's challenging, but
Yeah.
with more projects that we're doing every year, we have more experience and we understand better. There is only one way to do the things, and it's the right way. So I will say
Yeah.
that's it.
Quality.
Yeah.
The quality is the one thing that you are very happy with, right? In your business.
That's
Okay. So now moving forward. So where do you see yourself this Invenova in 6 to 12 months? What exactly you want to achieve in 6 to 12 months? One is the USA market. In terms of a quantification, what exactly you want to see this company from up till which level in this 6 to 12 months coming?
Okay, for this 2026, our goals it's 20% growth within the company. That's our average on the last years. 2025 was a little bigger than that, but it's
Okay.
been around between 20 and 30% growth in the last, I would say, after COVID. So it's been in the last 5 years, more or less. So that's one of our main goals. The other one it's opening the U.S. market. So we already have like 3 prospects running all the process of the sales process in the U.S. And hopefully by Q2, Q3 we'll be closing at least one of those, plus the new ones that will come into the pipeline. So those are our goals for this year. It's very achievable, and hopefully we will get over those and overshoot them.
Yeah, the best of luck, I would say, Pedro, for your businesses moving forward in this now US market as well. So I hope you will achieve great things in the US as well. So thanks
Sure.
for coming, Pedro. That's all. That's for thanks for your time, and we will wrap it up from there now.
Good.
Anything to say?
No, just thank you
Thank,
again, and
thank you.
I hope I can help anyone over there that is looking for
Yeah,
any sort of
yeah,
solution. They can
sure.
reach.
Please do like, share, and subscribe the Tech Eye Solution channel for more up-to-date discussions.